Hi everyone, Coyote here. I hope that you'll hear me really clearly with this microphone. So tonight I wanted to come on and do a little bit of card reading, and I got a little bit more cards than I want, but I'm going to tie it into, it's not really up to me. It's like I just said, we have just a few cards to like lay out this theme, which when I was thinking about transitions and the transitions that we're going to be or choose to, if we choose to go through, or go through, whether we know them or not, the transition with this equinox on September 22nd, 2022, which actually the 2022, that's the number 6, which is letting go of negative energies. And the card that came up to introduce the whole topic tonight, I do have a card that I picked for the reading intro, but this is sort of the the topic of getting you here tonight was expand your horizons. See if I can get this. Expand your horizons. I want to say this is Sarah, um, the heroine's journey, and this is an artist's depiction of what the daughter of Yeshua and Mary Magdalene would look like, having traveled to a new land, starting over. She left what she knew and came to do, the spiritual work in a whole new place. And I'm going to say this is Ireland, it could be England, but in any case, you get the idea. Transitions, expand your horizons. So it's official, September 22nd at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's the equinox. And what can we get from this reading? So I'm thinking the cards, after I've asked the cards, they're going to be talking about harvest, creativity, growth, a shift, duality on much. In the north, for example, northern hemisphere, we're going to move into fall officially. And in the southern hemisphere, it's spring. The look of things speeds up with the heralding of news that brings more light and truth, literally. And we really are in this. We crossed months ago. I said we crossed through a threshold. Then we were like on the first step, and then we really started to, and then there was a later date. We started to go into this gateway, into this valley, into this new meadow, into this new earth, which is going to show up for us because it is now in the making and it is waiting for us who are ready for it. Do you wish to transform from pessimism to optimism, from doubt to trust, from a slow death of what is to renewal and wonder because you can? In this card reading tonight, an uplift reminder, open to your organic flow. You've heard me say surrender to your organic flow with this share. I drive some people in rideshare, and many persons know something is up and on varying levels. It's not always the same, it's little bits, sometimes it's a lot, and it seems like we're in a real harmonic relationship, knowing different things, or if we were to talk at length, and have more time together, there would be things we could just share and bounce off that I'm sure would be different and a lot the same. And our questions, our sharing would have us think. So that something is up on various levels of signs to the truth or discovering of secrets, lies, mayhem, and even, we have to remember, wonderment, amazing events to be and that are. Some folks are just weirded out and afraid, slightly knowing some truth or hoping truth or wishing truth, or they kind of know, but are not connected to their everyday citizen power of rights, liberty, histories, and just a self-knowing, just a self-respect, a self-rebellious empowerment that no matter the name is nagging at them, and perhaps some are resigned as to face the unknown of known, and discovery is too much to deal with, that they'd have to face, that they may not feel prepared or be in a kind of denial to what is, what they did, what they didn't do, what's coming, what they wish, what they hope for. And I will interject, do not hope, decide, me too, decide and know and move from belief into knowing and into knowing to wisdom and wonderment and to surrender to organic flow. And once you know and become more comfortable with the skin you're in literally and the feet that are walking you on the planet connected to your whole body, that it's all choice and experience. So let's see how the cards talk about this transition in this equinox, a great time of shifting. And if what you like, share it with others. If you want to and you feel like it, donate. You could donate $8 to my Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal under friends and family. Look for those options. Um, and I still have some postcards left that are actually in a little box here underneath this laptop, so I could send you light code infused art as a thank you gift as well. Um, it's got coded energy from the cosmos, and I recently was downloaded with Sophia codes is what I was seeing. So it changes and grows all the time. This is not a talent. This is a skill. This is a gift. This is an honor, and I share it with you. So working by donations for card readings and your home and office blessings, clearing energy and the energy transmissions for the cosmic codes for your optimal natural wellness, which basically, yes, one could use the word healing. I don't, because you are the power. We are activating the power within. Are you ready to have a miracle? Let's begin. Um, and the light codes, that's for your highest destiny and care, that your dreams be realized, that you have an unwavering connection to your value, to your worth, to your purpose, to walk and share with the world. Okay, so transitions, expand your horizons, and having us go, what will they say about just embracing this transition of your, doubt and fear to optimism, to from pessimism to optimism, from doubts to trust. Okay, so I'm going to probably read also from, oh wow, this is really cool. And I'm going to also just go intuitively, so I won't read every single thing. But so going into this whole reading with the tarot that I picked as in to set the pace of this was called this. So this is an angel, and might not be seen, but there is a trumpet that she has. Call. So you are being called, or you are being awakened to this new time on earth, this letting go of negative energies, right? 2022, letting go of negative energies, because we're going into this cleanup 2023 overall, right? In the new year, 2023, which will be a 7, which will be, prepare for your spiritual awakening or prepare for a spiritual awakening. So it's very, very cool. You have this, right? This white, angelic purity beckoning you to partner with your soul, to not discount that you are soul and that's how you breathe. And we have the 2 for balance, for up, down, in, out, as above, so below, as within, so without, 2, male, female, 2, partnering in traditional, partnering for procreation, the light and the dark, the evil and the goodness, the chaos, electromagnetic, magnetic universe, and the balance of all of these, the balance, so that everything works in harmony, in synchronicity, in surrendering to this power within us and without us, with on the outside of us. Excuse me. So I know I have gotten 4 oracle cards of the first, what was it, 5 through the Starstream Oracle. And then I got 4, well, actually 5, but the 5th one is going to be the finish of it all. And 4 other oracles, which is through the eyes of the soul. So I want to see how they match up for a moment, and then I'm going to talk to you about transitioning. Um, so, and we're going to do the numbers on all of these. I'm not going to do the first one. I will, this is my final one. I don't know what it is. I'm going to just set it down for me. We'll take a look at it later. So the first, I'm going to just show you in the order, and then I'm going to tell you about it. So this was the first card in the Oracle of Art through the Star Street, and I'm going to explain that in a moment, dealing with our transitions and expand our horizons during this shift. So remember, this is a harvest time. This is a time of creativity. This is a time of the shifting of the seasons, the weather. And I'm not talking about, it's not climate control, it's weather destruction, machines of destruction. It's some of its nature, and some of it's definitely maybe more than, I mean, more than some of it's enhanced. But we're going through this duality time to recognize in us our own duality, our own shadows. I mean, for you, it might be you stole a piece of gum, you stole food, you stole jewelry, you stole a coat. You didn't steal, you just don't agree with the people you live with, but you say one thing, do another because inside you feel differently. We're dealing with our duality so that the shadows can come to the surface. They're coming to the surface so we won't point fingers at people or at beings because we have choice. And I'm going to find for you this particular thing. Somewhere on the government site, Massachusetts or US government, it's going to say about the IRS, they are not supposed to take taxes from us. It's going to say that if you own your land, if you are a sovereign citizen, if you are a sovereign free being, you want to be taxed. These are my words right now, but I'm going to go look for it because I know it exists there. And I'm going to show this because we, the people, the masses, have to stand up more. It's not just a few, like in Boston today, they were protesting for the climate change stuff and being more sustainable. It really goes deeper than that. But what they were doing is they were at least making a stand for people to think, for people to think about our actions. Remember, they have machines of destruction and machines of that control the weather. And it doesn't matter what side, good side, bad side, up, down, whatever. This is a show so that you take yourself also a little more lightly. You see things with a little more humor, as serious as they are or could look, because the light always will be, and there is darkness that, so the light radiates more. So just hang in there about transitions. So take a stand. Also, number 7, right? The 2023, prepare for spiritual awakening. So in this card, this woman is valiant, noble, virtuous. She's decided to lead her tribe, her people, into a war. She's a very famous person, I think, like in Poland or a European country, who basically said no more. And she led a group of women, in this case, to fight this war. And she was thought of as very fearless and valiant, and putting herself in service to others, to have this issue be rectified, because no more we were going to take it, we were going to stand. And here was a transition. And we have the root chakra colors here quite a bit, foundational chakras, because all our foundations are being shaken right now in our personal lives, in our home lives, in school, in our different businesses, large or small, in government, in the pharmaceutical. All health everywhere is being shaken, because there will be such new templates as we have not thought of before, where we are service to others. It's not that we're not going to make money or the abundance or whatever is going to help us go forward and live. It's just that we are going to do it from a place where we understand pay forward, we understand bartering, we understand the trust of our financial freedom is because we are free, and we're going to take a stand in our equanimity, in our sovereignty, in our working with nature and the planet, and working with each other in smaller groups and communities, and then in the larger world, because we have been solid in those foundations to move forward in transition for change. Enter the silence and listen. So, this is going to require so many of us, all of us, to enter the silence. Whether it's like you go to a special place to walk in the woods, whether you run, whether you sit at a computer, whether you hear, music that's relaxing and brings you to a place of calm, or you're driving, or you're meditating, you're with your pets, you're doing something that drives you naturally to enter your silence, enter your inner self, enter a space where you can ask questions and hear a voice or nudge or hunch back to you. And this is the time in this transition, because we're going into the darker, season as well, the fall, which will lead to winter. So we're going into a time, right? The days are gonna be shorter, so the light will seem to gone away, but it burns within ourselves, and we check in with ourselves. We check in with ourselves because we start now to bridge this knowing, this trust, this connection of our inner self to the cosmos, to the higher mind. You can call it God, Allah, Krishna. You can call it you're one of the blood of the Yeshua ben Yosef, whatever, because it's all the same. We are all on a one infinite mind of energy. Matter is neither created nor destroyed. So we go within to partner in this transition with making a stand, with feeling ourselves through with this transition that will bring us to the other end of 1,000 years of peace, into this age of Aquarius, this age of light. Now Gaia needs you act from your crown in your heart. Also a number 7. Whoa. 9, 10, 12, that's the number 3. So I'm gonna add the cards later, but now there's 2 7s. So we're gonna have to look up what 77 is through the Google. So Gaia needs you act from your crown and your heart. In our human being bodies and in many animal bodies, the heart is just about in the center of the body. It's in a power place of where we actually physically stand. It's in our chest, in our boldness, in our expression, in our trust. And Gaia needs us because, okay, some of you know I've been talking about the Earth resonance is changed from 7.83, so our brains were in the same balance with that resonance, but now, because we're becoming crystalline beings, that is, we're becoming lighter beings. That is why some of you may be feeling headaches or nausea, or perhaps you are under the weather several times with slight colds, or really feeling bad for a while. You don't have any friggin' terrible disease. You have your whole body is changing. Your body is changing and being affected. And if you would just entertain the thought that in science, that if the planet is being affected, and the planet is, that you on the planet are being affected because you're walking around on the planet and you're breathing the air. Well, most of you are breathing the air. Some of you still choose to breathe carbon dioxide, and that is your choice. I don't advise it. I don't wish it for you. I wish you take the motherfucking thing off. But that is you. That is you, and that is your choice to breathe carbon dioxide. It is not helping you, and you're not saving anybody. You are not saving anybody. Let me say, you are not saving anybody by wearing a blanket on your face, but you are entitled to. You're like, I'm entitled to cut my hair short or make myself bald. I'm entitled to. You are a free, sovereign being. Okay, so our Gaia needs us. Our trees, our antennas to taking in carbon dioxide and giving us oxygen. Our plant life is here to help us. The earth knows so many secrets and, so many histories of what's gone on in the world, has seen so much. The planet is alive. Any of you who walk in nature, and especially by yourselves, walking down that rail trail path and looking at the colors, or looking at the trees, the plants, noticing the bugs, the birds, maybe even what footprints have gone before, or if someone's got their dog, have you felt the nature and and trees around you, especially the trees. I'm so into the tree energy. You can see the branches and the roots here, maybe. Okay, so I'm so into the tree energy because they are our kin. They are our helpers. So, and some of you are tree huggers, and some of you sit under trees, and some of you kiss under trees, and this is all really wonderful and good. All trees are knowing and feel and intelligent and empowering. So Gaia needs you. In fact, like we've had tomatoes and basil, and there's been some peppers and cantaloupe. Oh, my father's eaten any cantaloupe yet from the garden. But what I'm saying is we can plant on our own. We can work with Gaia and plant. Even if you live in the city and you felt ambitious on your balcony, or maybe collectively, um, if you talk to the landlord or owner of the building on a rooftop, you could be doing your own little hydroponics. I can't say it correctly, with the water and growing greens, and also share. Some people may grow the basil and tomatoes, and some people might like to grow carrots and lettuce, and some people might like to try to grow beans and watermelon, and you share. This is community coming together. This is sustainable. This is Gaia needing you. Act from your crown and your heart. And again, lots of blue throat expression and third eye expression and crown chakra with the white and violet. And don't take anything for granted. Don't take anything for granted. Every time we utter our words, these are affirmations, what comes out of our mouth. And we can spell cast and harm, which I know about that because I've done it. Have you ever slept with your mouth? Or have you thought so strongly about something with your brain close to your mouth? But it's the same thing, because energy is felt when it's very strong like that. It's felt when it's very light, but it may not manifest, because it manifests when it's continuous, and a continuous vibe of that push in that direction. But don't take anything for granted. This is not 9 and 1 is 10, so completion and or one, know thyself, um, diving within that trust. So, trust. I think it's trusting the universe. Well, I can take a look at that. But what you want to do, and this is a card of virtue. Now, in the day, you have sort of this nobleman or a Knights Templar. Now, I don't believe back in the day the Knights Templar were intended to be evil. You have to understand it's the systems that control them, the powers that be. Like if you're basically feeling like a devout Catholic and you want to follow those rules, and you're doing your best to follow those rules, it wasn't so much the Christianity that was wrong or evil or bad. It was the folks that twisted things around early on, and those folks that continue to twist things and do and have, so that you don't know which end is up and which end is whatever. Because you're trying to follow the rules, but then you're not good, and then you think you're a sinner, and then you have to go to a priest and confess, yeah, had sex or whatever it is you talk about. Because I don't think all the things that were initially created were completely out of evil. There were things that got out of control, and things that were diverted to be mishandled, misused, and then drawing on the power of goodness, creating rituals that complement good rituals to bring in the power, because we didn't know what we were saying. We were being fooled to think of acting a particular way, and following that without question. No, don't do that no more. Don't follow without question. Trust us in here. And we're all learning, right, to ask that next question, to really not be me, like a people pleaser, to yeah, be authentic, be as authentic as you can be. Even if you want to say, I feel sensitive, I feel vulnerable, but this is how I am, or this is not a good time, but this is how or I need more time to answer you. You've got to come forward to take care of you. So don't take anything for granted. And here, this nobleman is accepting. He's accepting this quest, and he's in a cave where there is an iconic, angel or goddess who's instructing him, who's helping him, who's seeing is he going on this quest. But he is surrounded and helped and protected by this luminosity of the divine, of the higher mind, an aspect of the higher mind. They call instead of saying God is higher mind or infinite one or all that is and ever was. Yeah, like that works for me because to me it's an energy form that created, got to form this lifetime, and some forms look like cats and some forms look like oriental peoples, and some were big and some were little, and some don't look like human-ish at all, right? So I'm going to add those up after. So in our transition in this equinox, to go from doubt and fear to trust and surrendering, to go from to go from like dualities that we're in conflict with, and just to surrender within and visit and be allowing ourselves creativity to think differently, to think how we really feel inside, to express ourselves in harmonious ways, to allow ourselves our divine powers, um, and to stand in that knowing. It might be wobbly at first, but stand best you can because you are powered by the stars. You are the key. So now the second row is a little bit more newer to me, and I'll get you what I think about it. Um, and these are, let's see, I don't know sometimes if they complement yet because I'm getting to know these cards, but they're beautiful. Plant the seed of a new template. And it's a number one, like next to. So take a stand, and underneath it, plant the seeds of a new template. So a warrior went to work, standing up for rights, leading many females into battle. And this gal is plant the seed of a new template, which in a way she was trying to do. She was trying to shift things. And this is starting anew, making something out of imagining, of desire, so that, as I said, all systems are falling in the world, but they couldn't fall in such a way. More people are on board now, more humans are ready for the more. And so we're going to see big shifts in education, in politics, and how people just come together and live and make money. Big corporations, the mom and pops are going to grow. We're going to see a lot more a solidarity of knowing and of saying, you don't have control over me, and I'm not going to do this motherfucking thing. No, no, no. I don't have to get that because you don't have a right over my body. Where is the law? Where is it? Not a mandate, not a requirement, not a request. Not any. If people say no, I'm going to just segue a little bit. So, a mom was in the store today at Walmart with two children, one younger than the other. The brother was a little older, so he's like 6'7". I think he's older than 5, 6, 7, not 8, 6, 7. The other girl's maybe 3, 4. She's younger. She's 5, 4. He's picking on her, and this lasted a long time because I was in a certain area and I could hear it going on. I could see it going on. And the funny thing was, at the very end, we were both checking out at the same time. And I was just thinking she was a bad parenting. She was a child trying to parent child. She was being very nice. Her quality of her voice was extremely frustrated. And she kept saying her son's name over and over and stop. This is not his name, so I'm going to make it up. Leo, stop, Leo, don't do that, Leo, stop, Leo, why are you crying? Why are you angry? Leo, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Why are you hitting this? She was going on and on like this. Oh, time. Don't know how to parent. Her voice quality was no authority, zero authority. That young man, if he is not, he's a child. If he is not taught, dealt with an appropriate strong woman, is going to be a little motherfucker. He's going to cause a lot of problems with other places. He's going to be one of those people into drugs or thuggery. And he's going to take his brute force and he's going to learn by the time he's 13, right? He's 6 or 7. By the time he's 13, he's going to learn to be disrespectful to women. And he's going to use the brute force to get his way and be a sneaker. This is what, like, this whole thing was unfolding before my eyes. But this woman, who, because she could be a single mom, who knows? But I don't know that part for sure, but she did not know how to parent and put him in his place. She didn't have to spank him. She didn't have to turn back his ears. It was a quality in her voice, in her stance. She was frustrated and tired, and she has no clue. Oh, she was a mom. She had a baby pop through her vagina. She had no clue how to parent, and maybe she's parenting alone, or maybe she's parenting under a difficult situation with relatives or a current husband, whatever. So it's like, even in parenting, we need the new seed of thought of how to lead, how to be example. Move away from a difficult situation. Now, we are moving away from difficult situations, but in it, not running away, looking at it wisely, looking at it in the present moment and facing it, but we're choosing to move away from what we will not acquiesce to anymore. We've entered the silence within. We recognize what no longer fits. We're moving away. Sacred journey, pilgrimage. Gaia needs you. Act from your heart and your crown. You're powered by the stars. You are God. You are goddess on earth. Take on your purpose of being, which first is just to be in the world and enjoy and create. Sacred journey, sacred pilgrimage, one with the earth, a lot of heart color and crown and voice. Sacred journey, go within, go without. Without as in, you may travel without. And it is a time of sacred journeys, of honoring self, spending time with self, and being bold to express you as you. So, seek a wise elder. In our next steps, if we are feeling wobbly, if we are wanting some information, we may seek it on the internet, and we may seek out someone who sounds solid and true and honorable and sensitive and vulnerable and powerful, because they are standing in their now moment, in their body, in their knowing that they are a free sovereign being, divine powers, God, goddess on earth. This is not an affront to those that say, oh, there's only God. But here's the difference. Yeah, there's God, infinite mind, but I'm no mere mortal. I'm no sinner. I'm not less than. I'm part of the spark. I'm a spark of creation. I'm part of that infinite mind. And therefore, I have the same ability as that spark of creation. The power is within me. It's not the original power, but I'm from the original power. And because of that gift of divineness of my soul being in this body, I get to be expressive and create. I get to talk with infinite mind and say, thank you. Thank you for this day. Thank you for the miracles you're bringing me. Thank you for my $1 million and $40 million. Thank you for the love of my life. Thank you for my 2 brand new houses. Thank you for my career taking off. Thank you for a book I'll write. Thank you for all the support. You think and you feel it and you love it because that's what you deserve. Or maybe it's, oh, I love seeing 40 million YouTube people on my YouTube channel. Maybe it's just that I got the job I really wanted, and guess what? I got the salary I want. But They gave me a raise. They said, no, that wasn't enough. It's what we want to entertain as our next steps. And so I too have I want to call her an elder, but she's wise and we chat, and it's someone I can bounce off ideas. I also have a different friend I might seek out and bounce off what I'm going through and have a brainstorm of how I'm looking at things, because in this new time of creation, in this transition and transitional time of season, creativity, moving from doubts and fears to surrender and trust, when you can find that support, someone you really know has your back, no agenda with whether you do it or not, but they're for you, it's good, especially again during this time, right? Because we are moving away from a difficult situation. We are moving into our best selves. I will add up the numbers on everything. Give me 1 second. I want to say how this is going to be capped. Run wild for a while. Now, while I haven't looked at this deck enough that's new to see everything the author wanted to say about this, think about it. She's inquisitive. She's entering a new place. She's going to invite the animal realm. She's going to let her spirit soar. She's still in physical body, but she's willing to entertain. Look, it's almost like she's aglow with alignment. And a little bit in this card, it's like they're also part of trees coming out of the earth, coming out of trees, coming out of that time of being sequestered, and yet the power of the trees, the power of nature, and she's gonna be free. She's gonna come out of that magical hiding place. We're coming out of our time of hiding out. Maybe we're not gonna play small anymore. Maybe we're gonna surrender to the organic flow. Maybe we're gonna take on a new job, start a new job, create, trust the universe, trust ourselves in the process of the universe, and we're gonna run wild. We ain't being tied up by face blankets and invasions that have no code and are not valid for you to have for a job or any place. And people that want to force it on you, then you know what? Move away from that difficult situation, staying in your stead, staying in your power, because then it wasn't worth going if it means your self respect, if it means your self dignity. If you know what I mean, like, have any of you ever done anything where you did it, but just quickly you thought maybe I should have done that, but then there was the busyness. You had to catch a bus, you had to go here, you had to do things for your family, you had to go shopping, you had to get to work, you had to go do that, and then you had to go to Weight Watchers, and before you know it, that little thing that really caused angst, it's still there. It creeps up in between all those errands, but you kind of keep pushing it down, pushing it down, pushing it down. Well, this is a time to have everything come up and run wild, facing all your fears, facing everything, partnering with it so that you own the moment, that you don't have to feel bad about anything you do or don't do, because you're doing it. You're taking it on. And if for some reason you change your mind, then you go back to someone and you change your mind. It takes courage to say, I messed up. I like the whole idea of what you said, but it's not really what I can do. You're right. It's not for me. You're right. 100%. You're right. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to take some other numbers here. I'm just really curious. Oh, I want to get to the 77. And let's just see. Let's see what these 8 cards come to. There was a 7, and there was a 7. There was a 7, 10, and 12. It's 3, 7, 10, 1. Oh, and then there is a 1, a 6, a 3, and a 2. 14, 14, and 4. 14 and 4 is 18. And then this one will be 7, 10, 12, which will be 3. Okay. So the total read in numbers is a 3. And my 3, which I kind of know, it's mind, body, spirit, but it's even more than that. So I'm just reading the whole thing. Magic in motion, motivation, movement, flow of energies, things happening in threes, emotions are energy in motion, the energy of philanthropy, also vortex energy, love, wisdom, good fortune, mind, body, spirit. Go after your dreams, follow your heart, live life to the fullest, connect to your higher self, your highest wisdom. Things happening in threes, listen to that example. You're being called to pay attention, let go, get rid of, change, choose. Choose awareness. Not anything of convenience, but be open, surrender to the organic flow so that you flow with synchronicity. It's just synchronistic events line up because you don't push it. You just allow it, you trust. This is good for me to know too. Very good. Okay, so this is good. Number 3. And magic and motion, motivation and movement, this is all about the transition, this harvest time, this creativity, this moving from doubts and fears to trust and knowing, to take a belief. You can change your belief. A belief is only a thought you think over and over. You can change it. You can change. You can do it. It may take 21 to, what do they call it? Like, what's the 3 months? To 90 days, but you can do it little by little. Just keep at it. Don't force. Surrender. Try to have fun. Take yourself lightly. Okay? And let's just see what angel number 77 means. Okay? The spiritual meaning of angel number 77, please. Oops. Tell me the spiritual meaning of angel number 77. Oops. Well, it's not going to. A sign of intense spiritual growth, a little spark of joy. Angel number 77 symbolizes healing, spiritualism, and psychic abilities, frailty, creativity, determination. And this also goes on to say another embodiment of this 77 is spiritual development. We are going through a transition. It does have to do with spiritual awakening, spiritual development. It'll bring, with its appearance, it brings us wisdom, knowledge, and a greater sense of things that are beyond our imagination, which I'm going to correct that a little bit. It's a greater sense of knowing we envision, we vision, and that anything from our imagination can and is. So that was really cool. I hope tonight that you liked this interpretation of this transition of, what the card said, expand your horizons. I wish this was helpful to you, and having you not have doubts for humanity, or not trusting humans because you've had a really horrible thing happen to you. Remember that when things happen, especially when they don't happen to you. I spoke to someone today, and at some point, and probably not that long ago, her husband was murdered. Her husband was shot in a robbery. She lost him. She's upset. But she's a god goddess on earth. And in it, if I wish I had her longer, there needs to be forgiveness of how she is, and forgiveness to that person, forgiveness to her husband for even checking out, and she didn't have a say in it, because we cannot know everyone's path, but those who show up for us, it's for our learning, for us to get stronger, brighter, speak more clearly, if you're willing. If you're not willing, you probably wouldn't have gotten this far listening to me, because we're at about 45 minutes. So you know how to get in touch with me. It's in the description, and I appreciate you. Have a super great night wherever you are, or day, and I hope to hear from you soon. My little coyote heart just loves you. You are powered by the stars. We are the spark of creation. You activate the power within.